Student, this is the last endoparasite we will be discussing in detail. Thereafter, we all will be starting with the ectoparasite, and we will learn their morphological character and their details. Now, see, when we talk about the Uperia bancrofti, so see pronunciation book Uperia bancrofti. All right. So there are diagenetic host in the case of the Bucraria bancrofted. Now, see, generally, commonly, this particular worm we will called as the filarial worm. It is microscopic and very much important pathogenic. Now, see, as I had told you, diagenic type of the roundworm, digenetic means will be spanning the two host life. So these are the roundworm. It is the lymph parasite and live into the lymph node. Now, see, it belongs to the Nematoda. That's why I have used the term this roundworm, and the phylum is the Astrihelminths. Class Nematoda, phylum Astrihelminths. Now, earlier worm we have learned it was the class. Which was the class? Was the platyhelminths. Now this is the astrihelminths. Remember this. Now, see, student, this particular worm, the main host is the human, and it loves to stay into the lymph node or lymphatic vessel of the human. Now, when we talk about the life cycle, diagenetic, we had already know. So it completes its life cycle into the two host. Now, first host is the man, and from the man it is taken to the mosquito, and from the mosquito again it is coming into the man. So first we will talk about the life cycle into the man. So the infective stage of the parasite is the microflora, and from this microflora is inoculated into the man. Inoculated means inserted, or you can say the added into the man through the bite of the infected mosquito. Now, see, I had already explained you in detail that how this mosquito they are injecting their proboscis part inside the skin, and thereafter they are sucking the blood, as well as at the same time they are infecting whatever they are having. So, in this particular case, they are infecting the microfilaria. So this parasite grows and matures actually about 15 to 18 months in the body of the man. Man is the principal, or you can say the primary host of the filarial worm. Now, both the adult worm in the lymphatic system or vessels, you can say lymph node, they are present. Both means it's not like that male is staying here and the female is some apart. The female worm does not lay egg after the fertilization. Fertilized egg develop inside the female body. Now, within the female body, they are formed in the larval form. That larval form is called as the microfilaria. They are born inside the lymphatic system. The viviparous animal, that means they are going to lay the worm in the form of adult like. So that's why they are called as the viviparous. So these microfilaria are very active. They are transparent, they are colorless, their body is having the blunt head, as I had already shown you here. So their body is with blunt hand and the pointed end. Now, when we talk about their height, so it measures approximate 290 millimeter or micrometer into the length. Student, again, I like to remind you, 1 micrometer is equals to 10 as to minus 6 meter. And approximate diameter, if we will take, is 6 to 7 micrometer in the diameter. That makes them microscopic. The remaining part, they may be means present into the peripheral blood circulation during 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Student, note down the timing, because this timing is very important, where they will be staying into the peripheral system. So the question in the form of MCQ can be asked that filarial worm remain into the peripheral blood circulation during dash. So you should remember they remain into the blood circulation between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That means you can say our resting time, where they will be present when the host is sleeping. or you can say best as the resting time of the host, they will be remaining into the peripheral blood system. So you may have option 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. or exactly ulta, that 2 a.m. to 10 p.m. So likewise options will be there. So you should remember that they remain into the peripheral blood circulation during 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. It is surrounded by the hyaline sheet. They do not undergo further development till it is sucked the mosquito. So in the human form, they will be remaining in this particular form only. And when the mosquito will suck them, so what will happen? And suppose if mosquito will suck, their life will go ahead. But if mosquito will not suck them, so that particular time they will die after 70 days. This is also very important point, that if Mucraria bankruptcy will not get the intermediate host mosquito, they can remain into the blood, peripheral blood, or you can say the lymphatic system of the host for dash many days, 70 days. And if they will get the mosquito, what happen, we'll see. Now see, suppose fortunately बहुत ही किस्मत वाला था बुकरेरिया बैंक्रॉफ्टी, and he got the mosquito, or you can say the secondary host. So that particular time, now see, many species of the mosquito here. One mosquito I will not name, like in the case of the malaria we directly name like Anopheles. So here many species of the mosquito form an ideal intermediate host for the filarial worm. Microfilaria ingested by the mosquito. Now, what they will do inside the mosquito? They will cast their sheet quickly. Now, we have seen that they have the sheet, a special sheet which is made up of the special membrane, and it's called as the hyaline sheet. So this hyaline sheet will be immediately casted inside the mosquito, and they will penetrate into the intestinal wall within 1 to 2 hours and migrate to the thoracic muscle. Now see why they will migrate to the thoracic muscle, because here their intention to find a new host. It will undergo 1 or 2 molting within next to 3 to 4 days, and that will give rise to the second stage larva, and the third stage will be developed after 10 to 11 days, that measures 1.5 to 2 millimeter in length and 2 to 20 to 30 micrometer into the diameter. Then after 20 days it will complete to go growth to form the next stage, that will be called as the mature infective larva. That is the stage third. Then it will migrate to the proboscis of the mosquito. In the warm and the humid conditions, they will wait for the change of the host. They will repeat their life cycle. So the lifespan of the Wuchereria is approximate 5 to 10 years. This way they will be remaining into the body. Okay, so this way they are enjoying the host to host. Now you might be thinking, ma'am, you said earlier that it will die into the 70 days. Yes, but they will be having their progeny behind, so they may can spend the life. So see student, important point we need to remember about their stages. So let us divide once again. See, microfilaria which are ingested by the mosquito. So immediately after the ingestion, this time period is very important. Better if you will you will write down it into your zoology notebook. So first of all, casting of the sheet, hyaline sheet, immediately after the ingestion. Okay, noted. Now see what will happen after 1 to 2 hours. They will penetrate or migrate to the thoracic muscle. Intestine, what they did, within immediately after the ingestion in the intestine, they cast off their sheet. Then after 1 to 2 hours, what did they do? They will migrate to the thoracic muscle. Then next 2 days of the rest, 2 days आराम करेंगे मस्त thoracic muscles में. They will be enjoying mosquitoes as a host. They will enjoy their host, and after that they will start shortening their left and approximate जो है half हो जाएंगे, and they will start thickening themselves, and thereafter they will be called as the first stage of larva. Now see, with this diagram you can remember छोटू और मोटू हो जाएंगे ये. Okay, and how much time they will take to become छोटू and मोटू? They will take 2 days. Okay, now thereafter they will undergo 1 or 2 molting within 3 to 7 days. How much time they will take, children? They will take 3 to 7 days. Then thereafter they will take the give rise to the second stage larva. Okay, so thereafter third stage larva 10 to 11 days. So I will write here how much time they will take to reach to the first larval stage. Yes, 2 days. Now from first larval stage to third larval stage, how much time they all are going to take? 1 or 2 molting they will be taking, and thereafter they will be reaching to the second larval stage, and these for this they may take 3 to 7 days. Depends now, as I told you that they have chance to infect many type of the mosquitoes, so depend on the species to species which mosquito they are enjoying, and where they are living. As per that, they may take approximate 3 to 7 days to complete their metamorphosis stage of larva 1 and to reach to the stage larva 2. Okay, now they are in the second stage larva. Student, remember, still the animal, or you can say this microfilaria, they are present inside the thoracic region of the mosquito. Okay, they haven't changed the place. Now third stage will be developed after 10 to 11 days. Now here I will not write days because when I write with this pointers, it goes very bad in handwriting. So this third stage will be developed after 10 to 11 days. At this particular time, this will measure 1.5 to 2.0 millimeter into the length and 20 to 30 millimeter in diameter. Okay, then it will migrate it to the proboscis of the mosquito. Now we all know what is the proboscis of the mosquito, where it has kept its weapon injectosome, and it is going to inject the warm-blooded animal, especially human. So in the warm and the humid condition, they will wait change of the host and they will repeat their life cycle. Now we will talk about the pathogenicity. Student, pathogenicity is very dangerous. दिखने में इतने छोटे से है, microscopic है, but they harm to the host in a very very bad manner. आपको भी पढ़ के दुख होगा कि क्या कर सकते हैं ये लोग. Now, first of all, the simplest condition is the filarial fever. It is recorded body temperature between 103 degree to 104 degree Fahrenheit, followed by the profuse sweating. Now, see 103 and 104 fever. You imagine the condition of the host. 103 and 104 fever. अगर कभी आपको आया होंगे तो you might be knowing it is the condition. That time we are just completely sweated and we are just feeling uneasy. So this is the condition which is very much mild. Student, आगे जाके क्या करते हैं we will see. They can cause the lymphangitis. Lymphangitis में what they will be doing, they will be simply causing the inflammation of the lymph vessel and lymph node. Now why they are causing this? Because now see students, we all have seen the favorite place of this Wuchereria bancrofti is the lymph vessel and the lymph nodule. So so much they are reproducing so fast, and as I told you that they are viviparous, so they are increasing their number in the same adult form. So at that particular time their number increases. When their number will increase, what will happen, children? They will be causing the mechanical blockage. So this mechanical blockage will cause irritation, as well as what they do, इतने में खुश नहीं होते हैं, they also secrete the filarial toxin. So this filarial toxin will cause lots of itching, and it will also cause the dilation of thickening of the wall, of the afferent vessel as well as spaces into the lymph node, because they want to stay there. So what they will do, they will cause the dilation of the lymph vessel. So when the lymph vessel will be dilated, the area of the lymph vessel will be increased and it will be causing the inflammation, and this will be causing the blockage. Now see, I have taken example of the superficial lymph site so that I can show it to you. And the second condition वो तो इससे भी खतरनाक है, that is the elephantiasis. Elephantiasis, it is enormous swelling of the various body part, especially this happens at the side of the limbs. Limbs, maybe their favorite limb is the leg, but along with that, it can cause the swelling of the scrotum, clitoris, mammary gland, etc., due to the obstruction of the lymph node. Now, this is,
Now, this
yes. Now we will be talking about we all have seen that how much this particular parasite can harm us. But now we will be talking about the control measure. How can we control? Can anyone guess how can we control? There is only and only the most important control measure: control the mosquito. Now how can we control the mosquito population? We now see, what do we think, that we do not stay into the high malarial zone, we are at the safe side. No, other mosquito, they can cause the other type of the disease. There are many diseases which are spread by the mosquito. So whenever you see the mosquito, उसको छोटा समझ के अंडर एस्टिमेट मत करना. They can harm you, and we all have, I had already studied the various diseases related to the mosquito. This is the last one. So never underestimate the chotu mosquito. This can harm you in a very, very severe way. Now, how can we control the mosquito? As I told you, there is only simplest control measure is to control the mosquito. So we can control the mosquito population by effective insecticide like organophosphate or organochloride. See, simply this, instead of using this chemical method, some people, they may not like to use such type of mosquito aerosol and all, because after all we have the side effect of this. So simple thing, what can we do to avoid mosquito? We can use the bed net, or maybe we can fix the mosquito net at the window side. Natural repellent also we can use if you don't want to go for the chemical method. Now what are the natural repellent? We are also learning the botany, right? So we know we have some secondary metabolites into the plant. Why do this plant produce the secondary metabolites? So that their nutrition should not be stale by the other animal. Okay, like other insect and all should not stale their nutrition जो उन्होंने इतनी मेहनत से बनाया है for their own benefit and for their own growth. And what the animals do, they just tail their nutrition. So they prepare a special type of the chemical. That chemical is known as the secondary metabolite. So sometimes these secondary metabolites have the special repellent property. So out of that, the neem is one of the very effective secondary metabolite that can be used, and especially neem, maybe neem seed oil, then citrullina oil, that can be used as a mosquito repellent. Natural mosquito repellent are available into the market also. Simply, if you will take the neem extract and you will apply on your hand and all before sleeping, that is sufficient. But nowadays it is very challenging to get the neem tree in our surrounding. Earlier we used to get it everywhere, especially people, they used to grow this neem tree in their angan so that they should not have the mosquito outbreak in their area. And earlier all these outbreaks were never ever dying the people because of this happy life measure. They were all having a big ground, and in the ground they used to grow the neem tree. Now mosquito can naturally be controlled by rearing the larvivorous species into the aquarium or the stagnant water. Whenever we are having the stagnant water, now see, sometimes we may not left with any other option without such stagnant water. Suppose if you have gutter or such type of outlet in your surrounding, make sure all such type of outlets are properly covered especially the tanks, the over tanks, what you have, syntax and all. So make sure in most of the time we are keeping the over tanks above the bathroom, right? So that side, always check that the syntax tank is, or whatever your tank is, water tank is there, so that over tank is properly covered. Do not let the water to stagnant in your area. So these are the simple control measure which can prevent you. But out of that, best I find is the uh, protect your bed with the bed net or window with the net. Now we will talk about the treatment. चलो कोई any mishap happened, आपने बहुत मॉस्किटो से प्रिवेंशन ले लिया, बट यू वेंट आउटसाइड फॉर अ पार्टी और वहां पर आपको मॉस्किटो बाइट हो गया, तो अब you got the infection, how to take the treatment. So take the DEC, that is diethyl carbamazide citrate. It is very effective drugs against the microfilaria. It will help to check the spread of the disease. Adult population is well checked by the drug of choice, that is the Hatrazil. So these are the simple treatment which you can take for the Wuchereria bancrofti. Now we will be talking about the ectoparasite. Students, simply we will be talking about the morphology, life cycle, pathogenicity, and the control measure treatment of the this parasite. But we will not start it today. Ectoparasite all together, all three parasites we all will learn in one lecture in the next lecture. Okay. So three ectoparasites are there. We will be talking about the head louse. We will be talking about mite, as well as we will be talking about the bad bugs. So three ectoparasite. Now we will be talking about the small adaptation of the ectoparasite. Now we know this ectoparasite. They have the clinging this limb so that they can hold the skin. Ectoparasite, they are present on the surface of the skin. So this is very easy to control their population because we can see them. So simply we can control their population, and maintaining the good hygiene can prevent us from the ectoparasite. But in detail about the ectoparasite we will be discussing into the next class. For this note, for now we'll stop.